I'm Hayley Gilmore, and unbeknownst to others, I just began my true walk with God about 2 years ago. My whole life I was raised to believe in Christ and to know that God is your everything. My parents were a God-fearing couple, and they led parts of the church. My father led praise and worship, and my mother was in children's church, and she sang, and it was my whole life. It was everything I knew. And then my parents decided to divorce, and it left me broken, and I almost stripped away everything that I knew, because they both stopped going to church, and it's like I had nothing. That constant thing that I held on to was just gone. But I always knew that I always had Jesus, that he would always be there for me. Even when I wasn't learning about him, when I wasn't being fed, he was always there. It was like he threw me in a box and he kept me. And as I grew older, my aunt invited me back to church one day, and I would go here and there, but I was getting that constant love that I so desperately wanted for those years that I didn't have it. The older I got, the more involved I got in the church, and I started singing on the praise team and teaching children's church. But I started working, and I didn't have time for God like I should have had. And I started hanging out with people that I shouldn't have been hanging out with, and just doing things I really shouldn't have been doing. And the whole time, in all of that sin, I still knew that Jesus was always there. I still knew that no matter what I did, that he would still love me and he'd always take me back. But it hurts more because in doing that sin, I knew how much I was hurting God because I knew him. And sometimes knowing that your sin is hurting God is worse than sinning and not knowing that you're hurting God. And I took his love and his mercy for granted, and every day I say sorry for that. And when I didn't feel worthy of anything, my God saw worth in me. And he always held his hand out to take me back. In these last couple years, I've watched myself grow, and I never really thought. I always just assumed that no matter what I did, I would be safe. I would be saved, and I'd be going to heaven just because I said I was sorry. But now I know that that's not enough to me, because now I know that when I go to heaven, I want Jesus himself to look at me and tell me that I did a good job. Every day now, I tell myself that I am redeemed, that I will be new, that I am new. And I'll say it every day for the rest of my life. That I'm redeemed.
I am redeemed. You set me free. So I'll shake off these heavy chains, wipe away every stain, 'cause I'm not who I used to be. Oh God, I'm not who I used to be. Jesus, I'm not who I used to be.
And in these past couple years, to this day, this very day, my passion and my purpose has never been any greater. I've never desired him more. And I know now that that's only going to grow. And I'm so thankful for that.